had a question for you because I wasn't involved in the little tour. Sorry. I want to know how they marked off this land. How did they mark off 160 acres for people? They didn't have a survey. Yeah, that's what I wondered. That's what I wondered.
Well,
I thought. I mean,
you drive a stake,
yeah.
and it's recorded later on.
Okay.
It's recorded later on. They stepped it off.
I didn't know if they used horses or string or what they did.
Well, I thought that for sure they had like a little wheel or
You
something.
didn't have a survey crew out here? No theodolite.
They did later on, yeah, and that's why there's so many boundaries that are not too accurate.
Okay.
One guy stepped a little farther than the other.
One guy had longer legs.
Yeah, yeah. But you picked it out and put up some stakes, and then later on you filed it with the county. The county then you had to go to Cameron
To get it
county
filed.
seat to get it filed. In water rights, you had to go to Cameron to file on the water. Of course, that was your number one priority, was filing on the water.
Yeah.
That was the most
You
important
could
part
have
of the
war over water.
war. Murders over water. It still is.
Yes.
Water is
Pretty important.
pretty important, yeah.
So these ditches, though, they were dug? They were
My
brought in?
ancestors dug the canal from here up above Kelly. They're down there, and then later on the Moultons dug the North Enders Canal that ends over here at Ditch Creek. And they got the flume across Ditch Creek to get the water over to
It
the...
actually goes clear out past.
Yeah, I guess you class that as the canal clear on down.
Well, it's not the ditch, that branch of the ditch. And Lyle pumps out of it. We keep water all the way to Lyle.
But I don't think there's any water. It's all Kelly Hot Springs water.
Although Lyle and I, a couple of years ago, went up to the very head gate,
Yeah.
the big red gate,
Opened it up.
and put a new one.
Oh, put a new one in.
We actually built it and put it in the river, and floated it down the river to get it to the.
Ka-choo, bless you.
But they were all dug. Walking plow, the team of horses, Fresno, shovels, picks. Thousands and thousands of miles of canals dug in the west that way. Oh, they were all dug that way.
It's a lot of work.
Anyone in this cabin would like
Yeah, a lot of work. It took them 2 years
Thinking this one.
to get the canal down so they could start living down here on the south end.
There's a scraper over on the Chambers place. It's
Fresno.
only, yeah,
Fresno.
it says it's from the scraper company.
You ought to get that.
Was it used for ditching?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they used?
Cleaning corrals. I remember Dad cleaning the corrals with a team of horses and slip scraper. Yeah, that's,
Because I wondered if it was ditching or not. Because
Yeah.
you know it's a flat bottom, flat bottom.
most of the ditches were done with a walking plow. You just kept going, throwing it out until you had a ditch. A walking plow. That's the one with the handles on it and a team of horses. You had the reins around your shoulders. Now the west was broke up.
The West was one.
Now the west was gone. That was, I don't remember anybody maybe plowing the garden in the walk.
to this day. It is family feud.
You had a sulky plow that you had 4 to 6 head of horses on that had two bottoms. When I was a kid, you plowed a lot of land. You just walk. But I can remember plowing the garden.
Most of this land is cattle, right?
Cattle. Dude ranches, they're the ones that made the money.
Brady Cat.
Yeah. Dude ranches was big in Jackson, it's all land. Yeah. There's still several dude ranches that exist. The original was Triangle X. Now you got me on the spot. I can't come up with it. There was RBC, but they've been out of business for. There was Half Moon, Bear Paw, of course. JY was kind of a dude ranch, private dude ranch for the Rockefeller family. Square G up there by Jenny Lake. One up here in Ditch Creek. One up the Grove on. Several up the Grove. Dude ranching was big business. They made money. Cattle ranch, we didn't.
How come you guys didn't go into some dude ranching?
My family weren't dude ranchers. They were cattle ranchers.
Just wasn't them, huh?
It wasn't them. Rob shut the recorder off.
As long as you're talking. If you want to stop talking, I'll turn it off.
I said about
Long stories, and I know that you know you have some of those recorded and stuff.
well, the stories. You have to get a bunch of guys together that starts telling stories, and then they'll trigger stories for you. It's called a bullshit. And not all of them are true. Well, they're basically true. And it's not a good story unless you embellish it a little bit. My wife says I get carried away with my stories once in a while, but they're not entirely false. Pretty much. Authentic. It was a fun place to grow up. Of course, at the time you think, oh, gee whiz, the kids in town, they've got the easy life. You look back.
You go right up these stairs, and it's right back there. You want to turn and push.
I think everybody else has got a better Jeep than
It doesn't matter which side you're on.
I watched my dad starve to death in the cow business until I was 18 years old when I finally left home. And I'd made up my mind by then I was going to do something different. I was going to come home with a paycheck on Friday night. So I went in the dirt business, running bulldozers, scrapers, motor graders, and front end loaders. I worked all over the West on heavy highways. Got home with a paycheck every Friday or Saturday. Didn't have to worry about the price of cattle, no rain, or whatever else. There was always something there to fight.
Actually, my time was 5.
I got home with a paycheck. Had to work. I worked. You can't leave Jackson Hole any way that I didn't work on the road. Whether you go Togany Pass, Yellowstone, Bondurant. I built Teton Pass. Snake River Canyon, you can't even fly out of here without going over something I built on the airport. The original job on the airport when they finally paved it. I had a long career of that, and I got tired of traveling. I had a wife and a bunch of kids. She didn't like living in a travel trailer, and I didn't either. So I decided that we still owned the place in Wilson. I could see a chance for another welding shop in the valley. I put my way during the job, bought me a truck and a welder, and 37 years later, I'm still there. I got great grandkids. It all worked out.
A little hard work.
Just hard work.
Goes a long way.
Get up and go to work in the morning. That's the secret to success. Get up and go to work. Don't complain. If you feel well enough to get up and go to work, you haven't got a lot to complain about.
And then when I was in high school,
Good
Life's going to
advice.
have something for you to do when you get home. You guys have to go through all that too. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You burn that barn, I'm going to sue you. Because he made a fortune. We, as a family, got together about and rebuilt the inside of propped it up good and put it in. It's family heir. Bought Uncle John's barn out past the pink house. That was John Moulton, that was Al Moulton's brother. It's actually getting as much play as this thing. Because it's still got corrals and outbuildings around it. Mark had done away with all that. It's getting a lot of notoriety now. It's a hip-proof barn. They were so poor they could barely